Good evening, America. This is your Silver Sun speaking, Jonathan. What I would like to talk to you about is a strange comparison in the stereotypes that we have today. I would like to talk about the difference between straight people and gay. In my 43 years on Earth, I have lived the life of a straight man, a straight child, a straight teenager, and now I'm still a straight man. We observe these sociopathic individuals in my mental hemispheres, in my neighborhood, and they really are deplorable people. They believe that life is purely about the Benjamins. Some of the higher ranking members are workaholics. These are the people turning your weekend into a war zone. These are the people who, like a satanic police state, mean to carry out dirty deeds in order to make lives miserable. Just looking at the numbers, homosexual men and women are the main working force for them. You might find young gay adolescent teenagers struggling to comprehend their future life as a gay man, struggling to find a way that is virtuous, bold, brave, courageous, righteous, and holy. Look at me. I have done that way. And although I may be bored to death with shagging the same woman over and over again, for 28 years, it does not get old for me. Companionship is something that gays have trouble finding companionship. They are mischievous in the bedroom. They sleep around. They are hedonists, and the elite ones, as a reward for their dirty deeds, they get to go on heat, which is a generator function plugged into the vessel that gives them the most gayest vibe that I've ever seen. My life has been one that is abusive by the Catholic Church, by the Catholic Education Board, by the Catholic tertiary system, by the police state, by Evil Corps, factional communists from the right and left. The one thing that all these groups of people have in common is that they're gay. It's been a very abusive relationship. A relationship which I wished never happened or would occur again. I don't have to do this again. I have done my job. And the gays responsible for micromanaging my affairs and interceding on their behalf in order to make me miserable, decrepit, lonely, sick. They must be bored out of their brain if they're that addicted to the game. My work, as it has been overseen by people at Channel 9, and as you know, there are many creators who are pedophiles and who are working for Channel 9. They know of me, and they know what I stand for. And it doesn't take much for me to lock and load and to start blowing heads off. When it comes to my own sanctity, the sanctity of my own loved ones, my friends, my family, it doesn't take much for me to get serious. Sure, I have been tempted dozens and dozens of times. Waking up in a Gorillaz video where in my head there is a light shining on my bare buttocks. This would happen over and over and over again. And it's always been the same shit. And something is about to probe my butthole. And what these gays are looking for is any type of an attempt for me to lift my butt up, or to point it into the air, or to kind of like reach around and grab the prong, or whatever, the probing device, the probing phallic device, and shove it in my ass. It never happened. Dozens and dozens of times I've had this reoccurring dream in my head, and it never happened. I'm just not conscious in my head in a dream state. You have broken my imagination. So, they've tested me on various levels, tempted me, thinking that I would like this phallic probing device to be kneaded into my butt and to gyrate and vibrate and tickle my prostate. Shit going on, man. Well, it didn't happen. But the mental abuse has been brutal. The mental abuse has been obscene. And all these people who want to see me go down, you have to remind yourself, this is us versus them. And dystopia is coming around the corner at warp speed. So what are you going to do? Are you going to side with us and be brave and courageous enough to stand defiantly against tyranny? Or are you going to overwhelm the system with ignorant, biased, xenophobic gays and pollute the system with shit cakes? I don't know. I just don't know. It's obscene how much abuse I have tolerated. I mean, those dreams were an attempt to make me gay. Dozens and dozens and dozens of times, that same dream, some vessel in my head, waking up to someone probing my buttocks, and in an attempt to make me gay. And they can't even make it real in a dream. So their logic is, most of these gay, sociopathic, evil core, they believe if we could make it real in his head, that would give us the right to make it real in real life. Because we know he likes it. That is one of the only purposes of these types of operations that go on. And they would take it from me down a dark alley wherever. It really is pathetic behavior. I worry for the future of these children, these teenagers, these young men and women. I worry. I worry that these lifestyles, which are non-traditional, they're not beneficial in finding a way to salvation, to a place that's righteous and holy, to somewhere where you could be happy. Many of these ways that they are following, these evil ways, they end up going through realms such as Satanville and Satan's shithouse. And the volcano of Satan's arsehole. Some of these places you wouldn't survive, but you travel through them and there's a residual effect that happens to your body. You get depressed, you're not motivated, you don't want to leave because you're going to feel semi-okay, but as soon as you go away, you feel like shit. This is the cyclical fashion by which these operations continue to operate against me. I have micros who abuse me, who harvest brain matter, who harvest flesh tissue, and wish to become holy and pure, by which they can become if they eat manna, soul tissue, light, spirit, harvested, stilled, with soul power, and it can be combined into a body. Hello?
Just doing the rounds.
All right. So, I have micros in my mental hemispheres, and this too is a cyclical process, event, operation. They come here locked and loaded with orders. They tune in to my frequency and to my vessel and purge their essences, depressive essences, and are able to harmonize and synchronize their in-tune incarnations to a balanced state that feels good. Now they're ready to perform the operation. Harvesting tissue, sealing tech, sealing installations, ripping people's minds apart, going for the treasure, etc., etc. A myriad of reasons why they come and fuck with my head. Once they've done that, they then go back to Satanville for more orders. They come back depressed as shit, lock onto me, go through the stage process, and they feel better. They perform the operation, they get death threats, people start hunting them, they leave, go to Satanville, get more orders, come back, the process begins again. These people are gay. This wouldn't happen 65 years ago. The gays are running the world. And it smells like ass. Why can't these gays rationalize? Why can't they realize the folly of their own actions? Taking this game so damn seriously that every day, month, week, year is planned out in preparation on how things progress as a society, as a global community. These people are driving countries off the map. Well, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it won't be the first time. Okay, Alexander the Great. Peter. Andy Warhol. Respect. Respect for the man. I like Andy Warhol. Who other gays in the community who are elders in the community that can talk some sense into these people? I mean, Lady Gaga, Madonna, gay icons. What is happening here is conspiratorial on many levels. We have Hollywood, we have Wall Street, we have the G8, we have the IMF, the World Bank, Council on Foreign Relations. These places aren't all that gay. The people who work in these institutions aren't all that gay. But it's corporations who control the information, telcos, internet service providers, telco carriers that control binary data transfer. It's like they're controlling the information. So they're obviously trying to understand what the information is and whether it is pertinent to their day-to-day operations, and whether it can be used to their advantage. But who's going to read all my emails? Who's going to read all my messages, my SMS of texts? I mean, it happens. But these people who work for these institutions, they carry a lot of secrets. And that's all they're looking for. Secrets to the system, to get ahead, to have an advantage in the game. But can this information be garnered and put into a knowledge-based framework where certain using means to an end, this type of platform, in order to win the end game? Who knows? I don't know. We don't know. Thanks guys for tuning in. I personally would like to send a great thank you to all my compatriots, my comrades, my friends, family, friends, and relatives. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate all your support. I know. I know that you're out there and you're still dealing with the COVID world, and still dealing with terrorism, still dealing with stupid religious zealots like me. Just kidding. So I would like to give my sincere thanks to these people in my life that have made a huge difference in my well-being. We've come a long way. I'm still your captain, traveling 1,000,000 miles an hour.